What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're all doing well today. Today we're going to be taking a look at Sat2 Dave's Medford Midi Marauder. At least that's what I think this one is. I can't really remember. can't remember. I can tell you though that I believe the D means that this is a CPM D2 steel blade, and we'll just go ahead and verify this. I looked up the MIDI just to see what the stats are on the page, and it kind of looks like the MIDI. 3.25 inch blade length, handle length 4.38 inches. Overall length 7.9 inches. This one is the hollow ground drop point shaped blade, and the claimed weight on the website for it was 6.5. I think it was 6.5. Hold on, let's just check the weight and we'll check the measurements too. 6.6. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. That could be totally on me. Let me grab the ruler real quick to see if that's right. So we had I got a knife over here to the side that I'm getting ready to work on. Sorry. Handle length was, blade length 3.5 inches. Yeah, that seems about right. Maybe 3 3/4. It's really close in between. I think it was 4.38 inches on the handle. So we'll bring that up here. Handle length coming in. Oh, that's useful. Coming in like 4 1/4. Yeah, so not too bad. Pretty close to accurate on the website. Let's do some quick size comparisons for you. Here it is against the Demco AD 20.5. Really close in size. I do not have those pivots lined up, do I? There we go. And then here it is against the Spyderco Shaman. Let me let you take a look at it. All right, let's get these out of the way, and let's bring out the Benchmade bug out, almost the same size, and the Hogue K320 made 4 sig. There you go. Let's move these out of the way. Couple budget knives for size comparison coming out here. That's the Raccoon, and here it is against the Conspirator. So hopefully that's helped you from size comparison. Since it is a bigger knife, let's do some thickness profile comparisons. This is a small bruiser, as you can see there. Here it is against the Hogue K320 by Sig, just outpacing that slightly, and that is my thickest knife out here today. And then here it is against the Spyderco Shaman. All right, thoughts and impressions on this knife. I'm surprised that Dave owns this knife. Dave surprises me sometimes because he likes bruisers, but sometimes I think he also likes these chunky knives. I don't know how much he carries this one, to be honest with you. It had, and it still has a little bit of gunk on it from where it was used, or being used, but it has a pretty good edge on it. I did clean it, obviously, so I could test the edge across the paper, and it had a couple little spots on it, so I ran it on the honing rod and then stropped it back up for him. It was pretty shiny coming in already just from the gunk that was on it, from where he uses it was on there. It has a pretty good hollow grind. I mean, it's not the thinnest hollow grind that I've ever felt, but that hollow grind does allow it to move through the materials pretty well. Now this anodizing laser etching on here, this is really cool looking. I'm hoping that I'm catching, oh, you can see my cleaning rag over there off of the blade. But I'm hoping you're looking at the anodizing. Really cool. Going to hit it off of a cooler light over here on this side so you can see more of the bronze. Over here it looks more copper. Over here off this light in the background it's going to look more bronzed. Really beautiful anodizing, and then you have the anodizing with the stone washing over here. I like that because you get a couple of the little chips here that give it a little bit more of a reflection. And then the pocket clip works pretty good. I was worried about the pocket clip going in and out of the pocket, but when you actually go to put it in, it doesn't really catch. It does get a little tight here for me on my jeans, but I don't know. Also, I'm not looking that closely. It could be that I'm just running out of space. This one here is smooth, but it's not a guillotine. So I'm thinking phosphor bronze washers. I wonder if a flashlight out here would help reveal that. Yeah, I can see them. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but they're phosphor bronze washers down in there in the pivot. Probably could have blown it out for Dave a little bit too. Ergo's, it's very neutral, very comfortable. It's very chunky. I feel a little bit of sharpness around the edges a little bit, but it's not like hot spot sharpness. I can just feel the edge of the knife is not chamfered down as much as some other knives that I have seen. Really nice forward finger choil on here. This is a cool, so like if you wanted a bruiser that you could EDC, I think this would be really good for folks out there that, you know, they have the slim midi, which is going to be even better. But if you like a chunky style knife, like a Chavez type knife, this is going to be chunkier, but it's really, you know, manageable in my opinion. Great drop point shape on it, and you do have to put a little ass behind it to get it to deploy out, but it's not that bad at all. And then if you can get your finger right in this groove, sometimes with a little wrist, I can get that to deploy pretty consistent. You see, what is that? So I got one more to make it 50% of the time. There you go. We'll stop there. Detent sounds good on it. It's probably not going to come through now that I'm thinking about it on camera, but it has like a thud, like a really chunky thud to it. I don't think, yeah, I can't get it out. I was going to say it feels solid. I don't think I can get it out, and it's holding enough of a detent. I might strengthen the detent bar a little bit if it were mine, just so I could get that reverse flick a little bit easier, so it would hold the blade onto the blade a little bit longer. But outside of that, it's really well made. It does have the Spaniard, it's not proprietary, but it's just the Spaniard. Am I saying that right? I don't think I'm saying that right. The Spaniard bit, is that right? The spanner bit. Holy crap. The spanner bit on there, and then it has the press fit stop pins on here, so it feels nice and solid. Alternative recommendations, I'm not going to really make them for this knife. I feel like if you're looking at Medfords, you really are into those bruisers, and I don't have a ton of them. I have some bigger knives. I have like the Umenzan, and you know, I have the AD20S. So maybe the 20.5, but it's going to be so much bigger that if you're looking at the Midi Marauder, I'm sorry, the Midi Marauder, there we go. I think this is going to be too big for you, and the 20.5 is going to be too small for you. So I don't know that that's a good alternative recommendation. Anyway, I think this is a really cool knife, and the most fascinating to me is actually the finishes on Medfords. I always think that they do such a wonderful job. All the little machining, if you look at the machining here, you see how it's kind of notched in. So you have these big scallop sections here, and then you have these little tiny ones here. And it's really interesting to see how all of that is done. All of this is nice and smooth, not as chamfered as I'd like to see, but really good machining coming out of his shop. His employees do a really good job. Even if you don't care for Medford, the people in his shop that work for him that build these knives do an awesome job. I think, you know, it's very well made, and you know, if you liked a bruiser, I think these are definitely ones you can take into consideration. Hey Dave, I appreciate you sending this in to take a look at. I always appreciate your pieces, and you know, I love checking out the bruisers too. And sometimes, like I said, Dave will send something along that I didn't really think that I'd be into, that I really kind of like. And Medford is not that exception. I've seen Medfords and I like them. Some are for me, some are not. I wouldn't EDC something quite this chunky. I would the Slim Midi. The Slim Midi I've had in my possession. I did move it along because I needed stuff for the channel, but I would have probably kept that in the inventory. It was teetering on the cusp anyway, but I think that would have been one that I would have held on to if I didn't have to move it along. I really did enjoy it. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor, leave a like, consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. Thanks to everyone out there who is subscribed, leaves likes, and regularly comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a fantastic week, and until next time, peace.